Howdy folks, welcome to another beautiful day out here in West Vancouver. Don't let these clear skies fool you. It is chilly out. You can see I got my top on. I thought of coming out with a t-shirt, but I just couldn't do it. Anyway, in today's video I want to talk about, picking a place to stay when you move to Vancouver, deciding on which area you are going to stay in. And first I'm going to start off by saying that, when we arrived here, we kind of knew West Vancouver because we had friends that stayed here, so we kind of landed here initially, and I think we I definitely did. Belinda, you always got to listen to your wife, and sometimes I don't, but at the time Belinda was saying, hey, let's go drive around and go look at some of the other areas and stuff like that. And I kind of ventured out to a few of the areas around, the closer areas, but my heart wasn't in it because I was like, yeah, I want to stay in West Van. It's awesome, yeah, it's beautiful. And this weekend we took a bit of a road trip down to Coquitlam and that area, Port Moody, because we went to the South African store and to the new Safeway in Coquitlam. And I gotta tell you, it's actually absolutely beautiful out there. It's like a really nice area. Honestly, I think it's actually a little bit better. Maybe you don't have all the views, but with the trees here we don't have the views much either. It's a really nice area. When we drove down Port Moody, I mean, in that street there was like 7 or 8 breweries. Well, there's just lots happening, and it's cool and it's relaxed and arty. And Coquitlam, I mean, sure, that business area, there was like, you've got around the Safeway, you've just got all the shops and all the stores, and you've got the SkyTrain that runs into Vancouver. So if you have to come to Vancouver, you can jump on the SkyTrain. Although, I mean, it took us about half an hour driving from Coquitlam to West Van. Although I must say, I do hear sometimes that the traffic out there in the mornings and the afternoons can be a little bit harsh. But anyway, back to the point is, it's a lot cheaper to stay there, and it's absolutely beautiful as well. So, I literally actually over the weekend when we were there, I was thinking, maybe we should have just come out here, and I might just have decided to stay over here, and it would have cost us a lot less. But anyway, so my advice is, if you're coming to Vancouver, if you're moving to Vancouver, don't make up your mind before you arrive. Actually take a few days, go drive around the areas, go spend some time in the areas. Maybe it's actually not a bad idea when you arrive in Vancouver, instead of booking an Airbnb for 2 weeks or a month, is to kind of book an Airbnb. If you're going to be doing the Airbnb thing, is to book an Airbnb in different areas that you are considering for a couple of days and go live in the area and feel it out. I think there's some really, really awesome areas just outside of Vancouver, which is a lot cheaper. I think a few of you that watch this video is probably going to tell me, I told you so, because people said Langley is awesome, but it's a far drive. And I was like, oh, I don't know about Langley, it sounds far away. Langley, Coquitlam, Port Moody, all of these places are really nice. And yeah, so I would suggest, if you come in here, actually take a little bit of time before you make the final decision, and just go drive around, or if you can, go stay in these different areas for a couple of days and experience it. I mean, it's beautiful everywhere. Well, maybe not in East Van. Don't want to go stay in East Van. But pretty much everywhere else is cool, mostly. So that's definitely one piece of advice I would give you. And then, based on our own experience, another piece of advice that I would give you is that if you do arrive here and you are going to be renting a place short term like we did, just until you find your feet, don't go and rent the most awesome place you can find, because then you have to downgrade. Right? That's what we did. When we arrived here, we found that house up there on the hill for a bargain, and it was this amazingly beautiful house with this amazingly beautiful view and this everything. It's huge, and it was just awesome. And then when the time came to move, we had to move to a smaller place. It made our lives a lot more difficult, So if you're going to get something short term, it's probably a good idea to take something a little bit crappy, so that whatever you get after that's an upgrade. That's just my opinion. Anyway, folks, I think that's about it. The most important thing to learn here is before you decide where you're going to stay, go and see it. Don't go on hearsay, don't go on maps, don't go on photos. Just do yourself a favor, go drive around and check it out before you make that decision. Too late for us now. We're stuck in West Van because our kids are here and we don't want to move them again. But in all honesty, me and Belinda were discussing it on the way back from Coquitlam. We were like, maybe we could move them once more and just, head on over to that side. I gotta tell you, it was like, there's some really cool places in that Tri-Cities area. And like I said, a lot cheaper. Anyway, folks, you all must have an absolutely beautiful day. We'll speak again soon. Cheers.